what up? Welcome into another episode of Profits Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday, I honestly didn't get to the window with anything. Haven't played since that last Wings versus Liberty game. Um, I know I did say, if I was going to play anything, it was the under in that the first half under in that Aces and Lynx game. And that would definitely have been a loser. So kind of dodged the bullet by not getting to the window, but just trying to find me a play to get back on track that looks really good. And maybe we'll have one in the WNBA today, but I'm also looking at MLB. Might be about time to get into the diamond. Usually I wait until playoffs. Last couple of years I've been hitting above 60% in playoffs. But some things to like or some things to look at today. So we'll talk about it. Let's take a look at the chat first. Nathan says, "Am I late?" And also reminds everybody to hit the like button. Guys around here know I don't start right on time. If you've been around, GB Bets, appreciate you also reminding everybody to hit the like button. What's good, Mark? Says good day, Skee and crew. Dogs were good to me yesterday. Like the Liberty today. Will likely live bet them again today. We'll talk about it. Was good, prolific. GB Bet says I got to get into the Discord. A lot of good. Look, Mark will say it for you. Says Skee's Discord real good. Lots of great cappers share info. That's what it's all about, man. All of us first the books, and I'm ready. I'm ready to crank it up. I've been kind of taking it easy over the summer, but you guys know it's about go time. NFL almost here. WNBA heading towards, it's a stretch run heading towards playoffs. Time to get into some baseball. I'm ready. Casey in the building says she's here for it. Love to see Casey here and UCAP are in here as well. Munoz too. So I do want to talk some baseball. Glad I got some people I know who are into the baseball in here. So let's get to it. First, we'll talk about Liberty and Wings. This game opened up 13.5 point favorites for the Liberty. Hasn't really moved. Total though, I saw an opener of 171.5. I know it depends what books you look at, but it's all the way as high as 176.5 right now. Consensus is 176. As far as the injury report for the Wings, I don't see anybody on there. For the Liberty, obviously without Laney again, Sabrina is game time, and Phoebich is game time. So we did just see these teams play. Liberty won by I think 20 points in that game. They were dominating from start to finish. And let me just take a look. I feel like the Wings missed a lot of free throws. Let me get to that game. And they didn't shoot the ball well from the field. And Liberty's defense, okay, there we go. Got it up. So Wings shot 38% from the field, 65% from free throw. And Liberty shot better from the free throw, shot better from the field, etc., etc. Even though the Wings shot slightly better than them, or a lot better than them from three, there were less attempts and they weren't able to keep up that way. So looking at this game, I do want to pull up the money baller because I saw some things to point out there. And let me see if I can screen my share as well while we talk about it. I'm gonna use the money baller all show for the MLB and for WNBA today. So you guys will get another look at it here. So you should be able to see what I'm looking at here. Wings and Liberty. I did check it out. I don't even got to hit my guy RC up. He's on it already. Isolate after All-Star break. You can see everything here as far as numbers since we've came back because it's been a lot different in the W. So when you're capping, you might want to look at it like this. If we look at full season long, Liberty have not been good as a double-digit favorite, but stood out to me. I mean, the two times they've been double-digit favorites so far, they've covered both, and they've been good out the gate. 3-0 ATS in the first half, 3-0 full game. I'm listening to interviews, whether it's Sabrina or whoever, you know, they sound like a team that's on a mission. Doesn't sound like a team that's letting off the gas. Without Sabrina, they beat this team by 20. So if they get her back here, it should only be a boost. I can't get there with the Wings again. I don't. I felt like it was a good spot last game. Didn't win. I don't think that the spot is any better this go round. I think that the Liberty can blow them out once again. I do think, however, the Wings can shoot better from the field. The Wings. Let me get this out of here now for this game at least. The Wings can shoot better from the field. Um, the Liberty can shoot better from three. and both teams can do better from the free throw line. I think the Liberty shot 75%, Wings shot 65%, and that game landed 168. So they do a little bit of those things. I still believe you can get up over the 176. Don't like getting the ass end of the line when it opened 171.5, but that is kind of how I'm looking at this one. And if I'm going to look at a player prop, something that stood out to me, did I say scream my share? My brain, man, I guess my brain is a little bit slower. It wasn't working correctly, but you know what I meant. um, and guys giving me some queries to check. I'll check that in 1 second. But one thing that stood out to me, player prop wise, and it was just a thought. I didn't quite get there yet, but I did look at the number. We have Satu back on the wings. And if you've been around for a while, you guys know how I feel about Arike in general. She's gonna chuck them up, and it's just not gonna be a lot of good shots being taken. So my thought process here is she already doesn't take good shots. Liberty's defense has been really good lately, and the past, since Sabali's been back, she's been taking less attempts. One thing that stood out to me in that last game was, Arike was kind of just standing off to the side some of the times, just not being the Arike that we've seen all season, where everything falls on her shoulders offensively. So 18.5 points is her point prop. She's, let me just pull it up. I know last two games, she's had 12 and 13 attempts. One game she did get over the 18.5. The last game versus Liberty, she did not. But I'm just thinking if she has less attempts, Liberty playing good defense, 18.5 under, that's kind of on my radar. That's how I'm feeling. So while we think about that, I'll take a look at the comments. And first one I saw was GB Bet asking me to pull up this query. I feel like I looked at something similar to this, but I guess no, it's a little different than what I looked at. Let me see if I can get there with that. So let me just glance one more time. Season equals 2024 and previous under and opponent's previous under. Let me get there. Bear with me for 1 second. And I'll put it up on the screen as well. Season equals 2024. This is a season trend and previous under and opponent previous under. I think I saw and total. What was it? Greater than 160, something like that. So let me get back over here. Greater than 160. This is a lot of stuff to be putting in here. And it's a season trend, but I'm gonna check it out. I do want to see what you're looking at. Rest greater than 0. And opponent's rest greater than 0. And there's two more qualifiers. Home with their opponent off of a loss. This is a lot here. It is a lot. Let's see what we get here. Okay, so I'll pull it up. It's a lot of qualifiers, and it's a season trend. I keep saying that because I just like to look at, how do I say? I like to look at league-wide trends, like longer years than just 1 year. But if it's been working this year, I don't mind sharing it. And let's see if we can get there. So you guys should be able to see this. This is what GB Bets was pointing out. So in this situation this season, when both teams are off an under game, the total for this game is higher than 160. Both teams are rested, and the home team's opponent is off of a loss. 9-0 to the over is what we're seeing here. So that's the way GB Bets is looking. I mean, I'm leaning towards the under. It's nice to see some support for it, and you guys can do what you want with this one from GB Bets. Appreciate you sharing. Take a look at some more comments. Sean says Discord on fire. Everybody making fun of me. We're going to talk about both of those games. I picked 3 games, Nathan, and those are 2 games that we will talk about on the MLB. Sean likes Arike over 8.5 rebounds plus assists. Says it's hit 11 of the last 13. Interesting. You know Munaf. Arike Westbrook is what we call her around here, or at least what I call her. UCapper says he was looking at either Wings team total under or Liberty team total over. I mean, team total over 94.5. I know we like to fade that Wings defense, but I don't know about that. He says, so might as well just take the spread. I would agree. If you're like looking at it that way, that does mean to take the spread. GB Bet says, yeah, it's a lot, but makes sense. Two unrested teams off under with the high total. I got you. Appreciate the angle for sure. Peasy asking about the Wings team total under 80 and a half. You guys liking Wings team total under? I can understand. I was thinking about Wings team total over just because 80 and a half, they've got over so many times. Last game, like I said, they shot poor from the field, 38%. They shot 65% from the free throw. They landed on 74. So just 7 more points get you a winner there. And I think that it's doable. But again, you look at the Liberty, they've held their last three opponents under 75 points. So it's things to look at for both sides to me. I didn't have a strong opinion about that Wings team total. Jay Holiday says, I believe the Liberty will win. I'm just not sure. I went to late 13 and a half. Kingdom Profit Enterprises, LLC. I think I know who that is. Appreciate you. She says, you got this, Skee. And it gives me a smile to see you watching. So definitely let you know you're appreciated. And Casey says Satu missed like 6 layups wide open. It's a lot of extra points, that we could have had in that game. Munoz says first half team total over for Liberty. I don't want to talk anybody off overs. I really don't. Jay Holiday says he's thinking under, but he understands the Wings defense giving up a lot. Settle down, Munoz. All right. So if I'm playing this game, I would go with either Enrique under 18 and a half points. I could be talked into over 176. I think those are the ways I would really like to play this game if I'm getting involved. I'm not betting against the Liberty. That's something I'm not doing. So spread wise, it's Liberty or pass. But as far as what I'm likely to get to the window with, it's 176 over, Enrique under 18 and a half points. One of those two. Y'all cutting up in the comments, man. Cutting up. All right, let's talk a little bit of baseball. Let me move it on over to the MLB odd screen. There were 3 games that I wanted to mention. We're going to do it UCapper style. We're going to cap it out here together. Just to let everybody know. Like I said, I'm very familiar with baseball. I cap baseball year after year, just not all year long. And I haven't had an MLB play yet, but I saw some things that look interesting. So we'll talk about it. The first game we want to talk about is Phillies at the Braves. Let me just get my money baller over here up to MLB. And UCapper, you can be my critic and see if I'm using it correctly. But let me get my screen share. I said it right that time. Get my screen share going. And you guys should be able to see this. So we have Christopher Sanchez, Spencer Swellenbach, and looking at these ratings, UCapper explained these to me how to use them, but looks like we have a starting pitching edge for the Braves, bullpen edge for them for sure, and it looks like the bats, they're expected to be better than the Phillies. Let's take a look at the starting pitchers. Spencer Swellenbach, Sanchez, last 5 games, both around 6, a little bit over 6 innings pitched. Sanchez, 3.6 runs given up. Swellenbach, if I say that name wrong, my bad. I'm trying my best. But 2.4 runs given up. Looking a little bit closer, there were a couple things that stood out to me for this one. One, looking at all these edges for the Braves, like if they have a starting pitching edge, bullpen edge, batting edge, this should be a pretty high price game, right? Estimated fair odds based on Moneyballers is minus 188 to minus 214. Why is it minus 115? That's the first thing that comes to my mind. That doesn't make me feel too confident or comfortable. Braves have been good in this role versus left-handed pitchers, whether it's first 5 or full game. But this guy, Swellenbach, either he's not getting run support or he's not pitching the best. And I think maybe he's just not getting enough run support. and maybe that's not why they're not winning in his starts. So it gives me pause or caution when I see all those things I just mentioned. Like, why is this one minus 115 and even moving lower, like minus 108, is just not making sense when, based on all these edges, we're expecting it to be so high. That's how my brain is working for this one. And I look at the total of 8. I mean, a couple of things. First, before I forget, I like to look at how both of these teams have done versus their opponents lately. That is something that I don't see on here. You can't have everything on the money baller, I guess, right here. But I did see the last start for Swellenbach um versus the Phillies. He went 6 innings, I believe, and he gave up 1 run. Sanchez, I feel like he hasn't faced the Braves since last September. And he's had some instances where he went like 6 innings or so, but I want to say he's given up 3 runs every time. So it's been a little while since they've seen him. Maybe you can have a better outing here today. But I'm just thinking, looking at this record, the Braves' bats got to be the problem here. And I look a little bit closer. Also, this stands out to me. You see Swellenbach 11-2 to the under in general, 5-1 to the under as a home favorite. That is standing out to me. Sanchez, you see he has an under record as well. I like to see that if I like an under. If you're a Yurfie better, you see you got some stats here. I don't think I'll get involved with that. But a couple other things for the total. Let me just pull up here because I did look it up earlier. You have already set the Swellenbach numbers, but the Braves, they're an under team, specifically at home, 38-20-2 to the under. If the line is 8 or 8.5, still same pretty much record, 37-18-1. So we're not worried about this low total. And I'm looking at this one. It's a little bit of the opposite, right? We're seeing some reverse line movement here on this total. Like, everybody's betting this game over. It opened 8.5. Now we're down to a juiced 8. Something, and I don't always look at the market and everything that I cap and do. Sometimes I do take it into account. But for a sport that I haven't been locked in, all season long, I will consider it a little bit more than normal. So that's telling me something. That's kind of how I feel about it. And take a look at the weather here. I do like to look at the weather. I know it's not on the screen. I'm using a different one. Sorry, I didn't go and switch my screen share for each thing I'm using. But let me just glance here. So Phillies, where we at? Phillies in Atlanta, 6.9 miles per hour to horizontally. Not very humid out there. I think that this could be one where under 8 is the best bet in this game. That's how I'm feeling. Under 8 looks like the play that we should make. So let me exit, or let me take a look at a few comments. I guess I'll exit it while I look at some comments. Could have probably left it up. But what do you guys think about how I'm viewing this MLB game? Should this be can we get involved? Is this the first MLB bet right here? S. Dot likes the Braves first 5 in full game. Nathan likes Atlanta. Mark likes Atlanta. So everybody likes Atlanta, huh? Everybody likes the Braves. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm feeling kind of contrarian here. I trust you guys, but the way I'm viewing the game and how I broke it down as far as, what the market is telling me, man, I would like to see somebody on the Phillies. I would like to, that's all I want to say. Munaf says, no, you nailed it, Skee. Love to see that from Munaf. I know he's locked in on this MLB. Love to hear that. So he's liking what I'm saying as far as the under. What is this? Acuna missed big time. They're not the same without that spark. JB says, what's up, y'all? Been a minute. Skee doing MLB now. My first day. I just saw some things that stood out. I didn't really give a for sure bet yesterday. And just trying to get to the window with something that I really think is going to win. So if it's going to be on the diamond, then it's going to be on the diamond. Mark Hammer San Diego. We will talk about that game. 2 more games we'll talk about for MLB. I have some stuff I'm looking at here. Peasy says Braves as a favorite at home, 0-5 money line last 5. Nathan says it dropped from 8.5 to 7.5 last I seen. Did it drop again? Did I miss? No, I still see some eights out there. Maybe it dropped and went back up, Nathan, but I see eights out there right now. Rich says, I don't know. He's talking about a game that's already playing. Sorry about that, Rich. Sorry to hear that. Says if Braves win, it's going to be low scoring. All right. There goes some Phillies love. First class agency. Casey likes the Phillies. Okay, a couple people liking those Phillies now. All right. So we getting some on both sides here in the chat. It's not everybody just liking the Braves. Sean Evans likes the Nerfy, and I did see some stats. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure I showed it on the screen, but let me just. I guess I could have left my screen share up there. Get back over there. But the moneyballer.com, Nerfy, Yerfy, Christopher Sanchez, kind of 50-50 as a road dog, 2-0. Spencer Swellenbach, 9 out of 13 times. There have been no runs in the first inning, but as a home favorite, 50-50. So those are the stats that I'm seeing. But Sean Evans does like that no runs first inning. JB likes the under first 5, 4.5. Right now, I'm only seeing 4s. I don't want to talk you off, but I think, when I was looking at this one, the bullpen can really be trusted. And it could be a situation where maybe, possibly, Sanchez might get hit a little bit and then the game dies out after that. Like that's kind of, I could understand that game script, is what I'm saying. So I chose the full game, or I'm choosing the full game. I'm gonna play it. I've talked myself into it. I waited to come onto the show to make final decisions, but I think after already liking it, talking it out, my guy Munaf signing off on it, I'm really liking it. Chappie Funk says the under 11-1 in Spencer Swellenbach's last 12 starts. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. All right, let's get to Mark says Braves stranding so many on base. UCapper says I had cut out for a bit. Glad to see you back on the MLB grind. It's calling my name today. UCapper, shout out to the money baller, pointing some things out to me, and I dug deeper, found some stuff I liked even more. So Nardho says under the best bet. Liking it quite a bit right now. Let's see if we can find some more money on the diamond. And you know what? Oh no, that game doesn't start right now. It starts at 4:15 Pacific, 7:15 Eastern. Still have about 5 hours to get there. So make sure we're not missing that money before the end of the show. Next, I wanted to talk about Astros and Orioles. This game opened up Orioles minus 165. Consensus is minus 150. Total open 8.5 is down to 8. We're looking at Arrighetti versus Burns. And I'll be honest with you, Arrighetti is a pitcher that I am not very familiar with, but Burns is a pitcher I am very familiar with. So let's get back on the screen share. Should probably I say I should leave it up, but I'm doing a lot of things on the screen. I don't want to leave it up and it's not on the right thing while I'm looking at something else. So Astros and Orioles, you see for this one, Burns does have a 12-5 record. Arrighetti 5-11. So there's that. Starting pitching edge goes to Burns, or at least they're expecting him to be good in this start. I would say he's the better pitcher as well, just based off what I've seen so far. Bullpen wise, edge also goes to the Orioles, and looks like the bats expected to be a lot better than the Astros. Um, Expected fair odds for this one is minus 188 to minus 214 again. And they're currently at minus 150. So not that far off. Saying maybe still an edge to be had on the Orioles. And again, we're just going to talk this game out and we're capping it out, UCapper style. Let's cap style, like he does his show. So Orioles off. It's a game off giving up a walk-off win. So a little bit of, is that what, like a demoralizing loss kind of deal? So maybe that's a little bit of a red flag for the Orioles. But other than that, let's look at these two. And this is surprising to me. So Burns has not been good lately. And I think mostly it's this last start. He gave up 8 runs. But last 5 starts, 5.8 innings pitched, gave up 4.2 runs. Arrighetti, 6, a little bit over 6 innings pitched, gave up 2.8. So he's been better form lately. He did get hit pretty good last out. 5 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 4 runs. Did get hit pretty good there. So this is just putting it together. Burns coming off a pretty bad start. 4 innings, gave up 8 runs. It looks like that's his worst start, you know, recently. And I do think Burns is a really good pitcher in general. Once again, I'm jumping in and capping MLB today. I haven't made one MLB bet this season. So I do. Burns is the guy I trust. I did look up his splits, slightly better at home than on the road as far as ERA. Taking a look at some more of these stats provided. Burns first five, 17, 6 and 2. So that's backing up how I think about him. Still continuing to be great this year. 17 and 8 full game overall as a starter, 68%. So I like to see that. Home fave, still good record, all that good stuff. Arrighetti, the opposite. 5, 13 and 4. ATS in the first five, 8 and 14 overall full game. So that backs up, what we looked up at the top. Just not very good for Arrighetti. So it should be a starting pitching edge, and we're expecting Burns. It looks like this site with a 3 out of 4 rating right here is expecting progression, a big bounce back for Burns in this start after probably his worst start or the worst start that I see as far as his recent games. Looking a little bit deeper into it, well, first off, I think that's worth the look. Burns either first five or the full game. I mean, it says we have a bullpen edge too here, but I think first five. Like I'm really wanting to bet on Burns and fade Arrighetti. Like that's really where I want to attack. So first five, let's see what we get. And I might have messed this up. Hold on, did I mess up the odds on the screen? Yeah, the odds on the screen are messed up. That's my bad. My bad. Orioles are minus 170. So let me go ahead and get that taken care of. You guys will probably light me up in the comments about it, and I just can't see while I'm doing all these things. So my apologies. They're more like minus 170, plus 145 if you want the Astros. And maybe it changed before since I put this in. Let me just make sure. Yeah, the full game is 8. Oh no, that was the first 5. Man, throwing myself off here. My bad, you guys. That's why. So it makes sense. The first half is shaded higher than the full game. Minus 170 in the first 5 versus minus 150 or minus 148 for the full game. First half on the spread, minus 125 for the Orioles. So if I'm making a play in this game, I think this is where I prefer to go. As far as the side, it would definitely be Orioles first 5 minus a half. And as far as the total, I think it's another one. Let me just verify here. Pretty sure it's another one. A lot of people are betting to the over. Is this some more reverse line movement we have going here? Yeah, a lot of people betting the over, but it dropped to 8. And I do trust Burns. We do not trust Arrighetti. How much do we trust the Orioles bats? Let me just go back over here a little bit. I guess I could look specifically at the weighted runs created plus. I know the site is expecting the bats to work today. Let's see, do we have some? We should have some weighted runs created plus number somewhere. Weighted runs created plus. Am I looking over it? There we go. Weighted runs created plus. I just wish I could have first the handed pitcher, but it's okay. Um, both the righties. I'll pull it up over here. How about that on Fangraphs? So bear with me for 1 second. I just want to look at how both teams have been versus righties the last 2 weeks. It's kind of the time period I like to look at when I'm capping these games. Advance, weighted runs created plus. Getting back into the rhythm of this baseball thing. So the Astros are number 4 actually, 126. So they've been good versus righties. And Baltimore's 18th. So that is something that I do not like to see right there. Maybe Burns pitches well, but will he get the support he needs? This makes it tough. So I probably will just avoid this game now. I mean, I do lean towards Orioles first five. I want to try to get there with under. I'll take a look at the weather really quick, but I don't feel as confident as the prior game we just talked about. I'll just say that. Nothing major. Wind less than 5 miles per hour blowing out to right field. So I was liking that Orioles, but a little bit of a red flag at the end. Let's see what the chat is thinking. See if you guys can help push me in the right direction or, something. Sean Evans says Gunnar Henderson, home run. Likes Jordan over 1.5 total bases. S. Dot likes the Astros. Mark says, plus money on hot cheating Astros. Sign me up for a sprinkle. What up, Jose Perez? Says Burns has gotten lit up over his last 2 starts versus Astros. Yeah. See, I'm sniffing out the red flags. I'm doing something a little bit right then. I feel like I'm with you guys. I think this is when I gotta leave alone. You guys on the Astros might have, what Mark said seems like a good plus money if they're hot, etc., etc. First class agency passed on his games because Orioles tend to get stagnant sometimes, and Nard Ho likes Houston money line. All right, we'll move over to the last game that I was interested in talking about, and that will be Mets and Padres. So make sure I got the right one here. It opened up minus 150 for the Padres, about minus 160 now. And total hasn't really moved at that 7.5 mark. Let me get back over to my money baller. And let me make sure I'm sharing my screen again. All right. So we're looking at Severino versus Cease. Cease 12-9 on the year, Severino 8-6. This is it's the highest rating you can have on the money baller. Says that the Padres have a major starting pitching edge, big bullpen edge, batting edge as well. And it says the estimated fair odds between minus 247, minus 283. You only have to pay minus 160. So this is why I wanted to take a look at it, just because I trust what they put together here with this rating system. And this is when I'm capping as we go, literally. I didn't do too much looking ahead to this one. So Severino, last 5 starts, 5.4 innings pitched, 3.4 runs. Cease, a little bit over 5 innings pitched, 1.8. So he's been a lot better than Severino. Maybe that's why the starting pitching edge is looking like what it is at the top. First 5 innings, Severino he's been all right, 13-9-2. Cease 13-10-3. So Severino's been better record-wise. As a road dog, however, full game, Severino 1-4. Dylan Cease as a home favorite, 6-5. Let me look a little bit more. Why exactly is this supposed to be such a home run spot? I know people in the chat said they like the Padres, so I'd love to hear what you guys have to say too. No rest edge, no, nothing like that. Do like Cease over Severino. I can agree with that. Both are righties, right? So let me go back over to my program here. Fangraphs. Way to runs created plus versus righties the last 2 weeks. Padres and Mets. We have Padres 12th, Mets 8th. So both have been solid. I like to see this here. The run line. Run line if favorite, plus 1.5 if the dog. So Severino is 7-16. As a road dog specifically is 1-4. Dylan Cease 17-9, but 6-5 as a home favorite. Padres as a home favorite, 18-35 as far as the run line is concerned. So it'd have to be that high price money line for playing this one. I think this is one where I can understand wanting to bet Cease over Severino. Again, I like to see that, maybe this bullpen is also very tired for the Mets. I would just trust the rating more than anything. My first day jumping back in. So all I could say is Padres do seem like a solid play. It's just I don't feel as strong about it as the other game that we talked about. So take a look at the chat, see what you guys think. Scroll up a little bit here. Munaf was sharing those Burns numbers versus Astros. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 earned runs. That was 2023. Then 2024, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 earned runs. Appreciate you sharing that, Munaf. Jose says Padres for sure. Nathan says bad travel for the Mets. Did I overlook something there? I guess I didn't really look at it at all. Where are they coming from? Mets coming from. I mean, they just played. Okay, so from Baltimore all the way to San Diego. Okay, I got you there. San Diego staying at home. So bad travel spot for the Mets. Appreciate you shouting that out, Nathan. Devin says revenge game. Cease got lit up last time they were in Queens. And again, like I said, this is one I was trying to cap as we go. So appreciate this as well. Let me actually pull it up so we can put some numbers to what we're saying and seeing here. So we got Cease. Look at his game log. Last time he was in the Queens. Boom, boom, boom. Where are we? There we go. So it was on June 16th. He went only three and a third innings, gave up 7 runs, so got shelled. So expecting him to bounce back big after that bad performance. Okay, there's another checkbox. Oh, UCapper says, remember you got the filters up top for full season last 30 and or last 14. All right, I didn't see that. Yeah, it's different spots for the different sports. There we go. Now I can look at the last 14 weighted runs created plus right here. I just don't have the verse the handedness, like weighted runs created plus versus righties, weighted runs created plus versus lefties. That's the only thing I would say, UCapper, but I appreciate that shout out. Definitely helps out there, and I see it. I'm looking at it right now. Let's see. People happy about the Yankees. They must be playing right now. Somebody must have hit a homer. Mets going East Coast to West Coast. All right. Says Severino since 2022 is 4-12 straight up and 7-9 run line as a road dog. Like to see that. Says 1-3 straight up and 1-3 run line this season as a road dog. UCapper says Skee check text. Left versus right is on the way. So there you go, man. You're gonna have one-stop shop. I mean, it's already a lot of stuff there. Really, you can do everything pretty much. But whatever we know, I love that we can just I mean, I don't even gotta tell him, he's probably already working on it, but he says it's on his way. Tell me to check my text. Let's see what we got here. See what UCapper. You doing your show today? It's already 10:40. I missed that before I started. I know I was texting you before I came on here to see if you would do your show. I don't know. This is some algebra right here for sure. Uh, Okay, he's explaining it. This is the record for when a team has a 4 pitch rating versus 0 pitch rating. Look at the straight up and run line record. 14-3 straight up, 13-4 on the run line for the Padres. So Okay, that's the rating thing he's explaining to me. 4 pitch rating versus 0 pitch rating. So let me pull this back up here. Present. Yeah, we're talking about the starting pitcher edge. 0 out of 4 is what they have here, versus 4 out of 4. And he's saying some pretty good results. 13-4 straight up, 14-3 straight up, 13-4 on the run line. Says to bet the Padres here. Padres are a team that usually wins on the run line, as we saw down there, but love it. Appreciate you sharing that with me. And I feel a lot more confident now. We've figured out the reasons why. Um, the rating is what it is. Why we all expect the Padres to win. It's the travel situation. It's Cease got lit up last time versus this team. It's Severino hasn't been good as a road dog. It's a lot of things to like in this one. So estimated price on the money baller was in the 200s, only minus 160. This could be one that's worth it for sure. So I feel like we did good work. I think we can. I might start capping, a little bit of baseball when it stands out. Again, I'm not gonna do like how we used to and cap the entire card every single day, but just because one, it's a lot of work. It takes away from me capping other sports when I'm trying to, do well in those two. And I don't want to just talk about everything. I just want to provide the games I think are really good. Give you guys some winners. So when I have some, we'll cap them together. We'll see if Mr. Ravino, when he comes back, is ready to talk some baseball too. And now we'll move it on over to best bets for the show. I think it was a pretty good show. I think this was a pretty good show to be talking baseball. Haven't bet a baseball game all year. We talked it out with the chat with all the great cappers. So I always let you guys know I appreciate you guys, but this is one of those days that really shows all of us together. First the books, man. That's how we get paid. So before I give my best bet reminder, a couple reminders. One, let's do this before I forget. Saw a question in the chat. Asked what was the site that I was using. It's themoneyballer.com. And if you would, like to, I don't know how you call it, I guess subscribe or be a member over there or however you want to call it, you can get 10% off if you use coupon code Skee. And there's a link in the description to this video. It'll take you right where you need to go. Just type coupon code Skee, get 10% off. Easy way to look at stats, easy way to look at numbers, whatever you want to look at, color coded, etc., etc. And you guys saw how I used it here on the show today. So I don't do a whole lot of promotion and you know stuff like this for other people in general. I don't do a whole lot for myself, so I definitely wouldn't do it for other people. But unless I really think it's something that's worth it, and I think this is something that really can help you cap, and something that I really believe in. Like I'm not gonna. What I'm trying to say is I'm not gonna tell you guys to go out there and just support some random thing just because I'm getting some money or something. That's what I'm really trying to say. I think that it's a really good site to use. You guys saw how I just kept the games. So if you would like to take advantage of it, link in the description to the video, coupon code Skee. I did do some NFL videos. I shared some, whether it's win totals, how I feel about futures, etc. They're in the video section, not the live section, if you guys would like to check them out. And you guys know all of my work is always at Wagertalk. If you don't want to sit and watch the videos, you can go and, find the 5 NFL futures that I bet or win totals that I bet at wagertalk.com. All right. Best bet for the show. I think you guys probably know what it is. We're going to rock with the first game that we talked about, Philly and Atlanta under 8. I mean, there's a lot of good reasons to like it. Swelling back his record towards the under, I think it was 11 of his last 12 or something like that. He was really good last time he saw the Phillies. There's a lot of good things that we talked about that everything adds up, the reverse line movement, etc., etc. Under 8 is the best bet for the show today between the Phillies and the Braves. So just another reminder, just can't tell you guys enough. I appreciate everybody in the chat. A lot of great cappers, and all of us help each other. So if the show helped you out, hit the like button. It definitely helps the show out. Make sure you guys subscribe if you'd like to know the next time we're going live. And until then, good luck on all your bets. Catch you guys later. Peace.